Hey, the most.
Every time
Blue's always been
a
there.
roll, she is
It's always
just
been there.
What are you
That was
referring?
amazing, man.
Yeah, definitely. But of course, it is family day on your Feel Good Breakfast show.
It is.
So we thought we'd bring you something warm and comforting to kickstart your week. Our BWELL vegan shepherd's pie is the perfect way to enjoy a meat-free meal and celebrate family day with your loved ones. Talking about loved ones, we thought we'd bring the lover man, the family man himself, Mr. G, to make this
Mr.
perfect
Family Man.
recipe. Yeah.
Shepherd's pie is cool, it's hearty, it's comfort food. Ultimate comfort food, and if it's cold outside, it's going to be warm inside because of our shepherd's pie. And of course, we are making it with our beautiful canola and olive oil blend from BWELL, which obviously is ideal for this particular scenario. So what I've got going here, I've got my chopped onions and my chopped mushrooms already sauteing here, and quite finely chopped. You don't want it to be too chunky. I'm just going to put a little bit more oil in there. And then a host of ingredients going in here. You're kind of creating a bolognese type dish, so it's similar sort of flavor profiles. So we've got some garlic going in, quite a healthy amount of garlic. This must sing with flavor. It must sing with flavor.
And we speak about this so often that you don't need to shy away from all the flavors and just the flavor profile when it comes to vegan foods. Pack it in with all the ingredients. Pack it in with
That's the key, actually, is to make sure that the flavor is there.
Definitely.
So we've got some Worcester sauce going in there as well. That might be the soy sauce. Actually, we've got a nice thick sweet soy sauce, beautiful, and a little bit of Worcester sauce here.
I'm actually laughing because we've introduced, meat-free Mondays at home.
Whoa.
And so my mom is someone that she's like race, vlees and aardappel. Everything needs to have something like that.
Have you changed her yet?
But I've changed her. So
really?
I've been making like quinoa bowls and quinoa salads. It's going to be very interesting to see how she's going to adapt to vegan shepherd's pie, because she's going to be like, Basi mince, but I'll be like, Mom,
or using a bit of soy mince, yeah, which
Perfect.
does the job. Okay, so I put some oregano in. We've got some paprika going in there as well, a bit of cayenne pepper for a little bit of spice. This will just warm you up from the inside out. And I like to kind of cook the flavors and the spices in first before adding the stock and the tomatoes, just to let those flavors really develop and infuse and come out there. Got some cinnamon sticks going in there as well.
Oh, you are packing it.
I know. Don't hold back, girl. This is like the blues. Yes, we're going to load it with as much flavor as possible. A bit of cumin going in there as well. So very warming, hearty flavors. And then we've got some tomato paste.
Soul food.
And the tomato paste, that cumin makes a big difference. The tomato paste is great because it kind of acts as a thickener as well. So I really want those flavors to cook through. And now we can start adding our kind of wet ingredients, if you will. Tin tomatoes.
Yes, that is
one tin. And our stock, you can use whatever stock you want. Obviously, we're going with a veggie stock here. If you were doing this with a meat introduction, you could add a chicken or a different stock. But this, you can see beautiful, rich, thick.
And what I love about this dish as well is this is where you get to throw in other vegetables as well. Really, so the kids don't even know that they're eating all the goodness that they deserve. Throw that in there and just that.
It's already looking. I always love it when a bolognese sauce like this gets that sheen. You want it to have that kind of gloss on the top. Okay, and now we can add in, and like you say, you can go with any additions. We've got some frozen peas going in here as well. You can add any veggies that you like. The peas just work well in the context of the shepherd's pie. And our hero, our star of the dish, we are using our soy mince as our meat variant.
Beautiful.
And this is going to thicken up beautifully.
I was going to say that's going to give that texture now.
Yeah, and it's going to. I mean, it's going to have a beautiful meaty taste and texture, which is great. And I mean, you don't always have to look at replacing the meat in a vegan dish.
Yeah, definitely.
But for something like a shepherd's pie, this just works so well.
And
that's starting
packing in the flavor
to thicken immediately and look amazing. And it's just the addition of those spices, the cumin and the cinnamon, it just changes the whole
and the paprika,
kind of the nose of it. Yeah, it's
as well,
absolutely amazing. And then lastly, we're putting in some barley. And this is probably out of everything here, the barley is going to take the longest to cook, probably about 30 minutes or so. And just once that starts to swell and absorb the moisture, but you can see how it's thickening already.
Yeah.
And this, I will just turn the heat down a little bit. And we're on our way.
Some pepper, and you're good to go.
And we can just, as you say, season to taste and keep seasoning as you go. And taste it, man. Taste the food. I have far too much salt, so I love it. But, if it's a good salt, a Malden salt, a nice kind of refined And look at that. Beautiful, amazing, packed with goodness and flavor and richness. And it turns out like that. About half an hour, I say.
My
And
time
there
to
you
shine
can
now.
see the barley is kind of swollen a little bit, and that looks great. So that's one half of your
Here we go.
shepherd's pie sorted.
And then the other half, so we're going to take some garlic flakes with this and some of that BWELL canola oil. I'm going to mix it with your potato. You can use some sweet potato if you'd like. If
Yeah, I
you
like
want
the
to do
idea
that.
of actually a bit of sweet potato there, but I love the idea of flavoring your mashed potato. I think that's ideal. I love that.
100%. And then you're just going to put that on. You can dollop it on. You can smear it, whatever you want. I'm just going to go right in over there for the top. And that is going to pop that into the oven. Give you that nice golden crust that we have going there. Thank you to our kitchen fairies for preparing that.
And I like
And you
it,
have-
when it must have little crests and little bits on the top that can crisp up beautifully, because that's the best part about a shepherd's pie, is having that kind of contrast of textures and flavors.
And when you just break it in, and then it has all that flavors that just burst through as you put your first spoon in your
Beautiful,
mouth.
beautiful stuff.
Look at
Hearty, this is comfort food at its best. You can find this recipe on expressoshow.com. Hey,
Just think.
beautiful.